Hi everyone, it's Jen here from tarotspirit.net. Thank you for joining me. Just a friendly reminder that I have already posted the August monthly readings by zodiac sign, so please go check those out if that interests you. And I'm going to try to do a mini reading for each sign this week like I did last week. I didn't really increase viewership of my weekly readings, but anyway, I'm still going to continue them for now because, I like doing them for myself. Anyway, so let's just get started. It looks like Aries has some cards that want to come out, and you're going to get a bonus card as well. Okay, Aries. At the bottom of the deck is the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is a card about, just on a very light level, about going out after work, going out with friends, going to a party, getting together and having a few drinks, whether that's coffee or alcohol or whatever you're into. And just being social, being around people, just having a good time. It also can be working in groups and things like that as well. So what I'm thinking of as your bonus card is this fourth card here is the Nine of Wands. And this is a card that comes up when we feel like we're just hanging in there. We're like, and this can be just in one particular situation, like, oh, I can't wait to finish this project. Or, if you're like building a house or selling a house or moving, it's like you just want to get through it. But I think it can also creep up when you feel like you're just going through the motions, and you've sort of lost the excitement of the miracle that each day that we have on this earth is. You know what I mean? It's like I am at fault of this. It's like I just get up, dread going to work. I get to work and I'm just like, okay, I got to get to lunch. Then I got to get out. Then, okay, I'm finally out. And you get home and I'm just like, I have trouble. And then I'm already like, oh, work tomorrow until I get to the weekend. And, it's just like going through the motions and I really think it's a state of mind. It's like, no, once you get out of work, instead of being like, oh, I'm out of work and having this exhausted mentality, it's like getting out of work and being like, oh, now I get to do, because for me, my job isn't like my passion, my love. So it's not like I go to work, like, I can't wait to go to work. It's more of a means to an end. It's satisfying on many levels, but it isn't my passion. But it's like, okay, I'm out of work. Now I get to do something fun that I want to do, instead of feeling exhausted. And I think doing silly things, and I need to get back into this because it really helps, like imagining when you walk through your front door or when you leave your office door, like an invisible barrier, kind of like if you've ever seen the Star Wars movies that everyone hates, the prequels. They dive down into Jar Jar Binks's world and they go through this, like, I don't know, this barrier between the water and the world. I know this is ridiculous, but it's like imagining, and as you go through that barrier, it like pulls all the negative tension. That's where I'm trying to get with this ridiculous example. Pulls all the tension off of you, and just doing like symbolic things to help get your mindset. It's like, okay, take a deep breath, and as I walk through this threshold, I'm going to imagine all the negativity and I'm going to leave it all behind, and I'm not going to bring it home at the end of the day, or bring it home, whatever situation is exhausting us. So try to keep that in mind this week, that you're not holding on to negativity by accident, or approaching things in a negative way instead of a positive way. And we have 2 pages. So there is some new, I had a little glitch there. I think when you can change your mindset, this is the beginnings of things you're passionate about coming back in. You start to talk about it again. You start to communicate with people again about what am I passionate about? What do I want to do when I get home from work? Like what excites me again? Like what is that? And this is also you saying, I want a job that excites me. So I'm going to start looking for a new beginning in something that I'm passionate about and work that I'm truly passionate about. And the Page of Pentacles is, I mean, this can be a new job, a new offer. So you're really like ready for a change. I think when you really think about this and like this just hanging in there mentality, you're like, that is not what I want out of this very short time we have on this world. And I need to start, maybe you need to take classes, get certified. Like my amazing niece went and got her yoga certification at 20. And is, she's like, she's doing what she needs to do to make her dream come true. So really start thinking about, I mean, there's lots of ways to take classes. You can take a YouTube class of just something that you're interested in. It doesn't even necessarily have to be formal college if it helps educate you to help propel you to where you want to go. So really kind of dream big about that, and like it's like you get your vitality back when you change that mindset and start working towards something that you're passionate about, and not being a slave to the man and the day-to-day grind. This beautiful sun card comes in. You get your mojo back. It's a very, very positive, warm. You start enjoying the outside, enjoying the earth, enjoying life, and appreciating each day you have. Okay, so we are going to move on to Taurus. Oops. Okay. A strength. Oh, we got an extra one for Taurus too. Ooh. Okay. So this is very interesting reading. At the bottom of the deck is the King of Swords. So at the bottom of the deck, this guy is saying, don't let your emotions creep into the point where it causes you to get sucked down to someone's level, to lower your vibration and lower your energy. Really look at things from an analytical point of view instead of an emotional point of view this week. And that is you're going to be successful. So I think some of you may have to deal with someone who's not behaving very well. And it's so difficult. I have the hardest time with this. I just totally take on their negative, I allow myself to get upset by other people's crap, basically. And so if people are trying to project, and it's deflecting, like if they have something, I find if someone has something bad going on, it's like they turn around and try to point out other people's flaws or faults and may even manufacture them. So don't believe what other people try to project onto you. Don't take that on. And here's a theme I'm feeling this week is protection, protective barrier. Like even if it's, an imaginary protective barrier, and having the strength to not absorb other people's negative energy and stay positive and even in the midst of negativity. And so it's really like going to be a conscious decision, especially with this guy. It's like you are thoughtfully saying, no, I am not taking on this person's crap. They can project all they want, but I'm not picking up what they're putting down. It's not happening. It's not me. It's not me. It's them. And I see that, and I'm going to rise above it stay above it and not get sucked down to their level. And by doing that, you are 100% victorious because you handle something with grace and you don't let it get to you. And people see you as being able to handle things in a very good light. And that's resonating with me because I totally did not do that this week. So, oh well. All right, Taurus, we are now going to move on to Gemini. Oh, hey, Gemini, let's see what we got for you. No one wanted to hop. Ace of Swords, nice. Four of Wands and Justice, beautiful cards. Beautiful, beautiful cards. So the Page of Swords, communication is going to be highlighted for you guys this week, which is great because that's your forte. You are an air sign, and swords are air, the element of air. So this page is new communications, social media, putting yourself out there, sending out your resume, communicating, sending emails, networking, things like that are going to be highlighted for you this week. You may get some kind of communication that's going to be really positive, like someone has a new idea, a new proposal, and you're really getting really focused. Like if you've been having a lot of different ideas, like, oh, maybe I want to start an online business, I want to write, I want to blog or anything like that, but it's like you just have so many, you have too many ideas. You're having trouble sort of narrowing it down, and this is the energy where you go, you know what, I have it, I have my idea, I got it. Like you just know it. It just all comes together down to one very simple thing, and you're ready to move forward with that. Some of you may also be getting invitations in the mail this week for someone's wedding or save the date or some sort of anniversary party, engagement party, baby shower, some sort of notification of someone who, or you may be sending them out, of someone hitting some sort of a lifetime milestone. You may be going to a wedding as well. And so this is a wonderful card about, again, milestones, foundations. It can be a party, a wedding, home, going home, visiting home. And you also have the Justice card. And so I'm not feeling legality, actually, even though we have, well, the truth may come out with the Ace of Swords. Some truth may come out. Maybe someone's going to propose to you, tell you they love you. So there could be some sort of love type communication with that Four of Wands. Tell you that they're into you, anything like that. But I feel like the truth is going to come out, and it's going to feel like, it would kind of be like someone who treated you, like say you had a old boss or something or coworker that treated you like really inappropriately, like really made your life hell for absolutely no apparent reason. And you find out like they got fired, or you know what I mean? And not that you are vindictive and like, oh, want someone to get fired, but it was kind of like, you know what? I knew it wasn't me, but it really honestly feels good to have validation because that person really, this happened to me actually. This person really made my life hell and caused me a lot of stress and strife, and for really no reason. And sometimes it's nice to see karma actually come through, because it was like, wow. So you're going to feel like things are right in the world. And this could be on a bigger scale, like maybe someone will get theirs that has really not been acting in the best interest of the bigger picture. Okay, so that was Gemini. We're going to move on to Cancer. All right, Cancer, let's see what's going on for you guys this week. Oops. Don't forget to go check out your August video. That's, oops, been posted. The Fool. I love the Fool card. The Hierophant. 2 majors. Oh, and the Ace of Wands. Wow. Okay, I love this. And you're going to be like, oh, really, Jen? You love the Tower? That's thanks. But this is fantastic. I love this. This is strength in adversity. This is seeing the lesson in a difficult situation, seeing the it would be like failing at something on some level. It doesn't mean a big failure, but not having something go the way you want it to, and being like, I really learned something from that that's going to benefit me in the future. And had I not gone through that situation, and maybe it wasn't the most pleasant, and I felt, it got me down a little bit, but the benefit so outweighs, that period of feeling bad about something not working out right. I've learned so much that it's going to propel me forward really in the future. Or it's also going to be like, if you failed at something or didn't go the way you wanted it to, it's going to take away the fear. You're going to be like, yeah, that didn't work out. And you know what? I'm still fine. I'm still here. I'm still alive. And life is just going on. It wasn't the worst thing in the world. And so you're going to be actually more likely to take a leap of faith in the future, not less likely. You're going to, again, see the lesson in the situation instead of having this knee-jerk visceral reaction like, well, I'm never going to try anything again because it didn't work out. That's how people get stuck. And the Fool is not stuck. He knows that he has to take that first step. And even if he doesn't know if it's going to succeed, if it's going to work out exactly where it's going, he knows that in order to truly be living his authentic best purpose, best life, he has to go for it anyway. And the fear of failure, his or her desire is more important than the fear of failure, because it doesn't mean the fear of failure isn't there. It just means, yep, I could fail, but I gotta try it anyway. Peter Dinklage, who's the star of Game of Thrones, he has a video going around that's really great where he had like a desk job, and at 29 he was like, I'm getting, my next job's going to be as an actor. Like, he just was like, and he didn't know how it was going to happen, but he knew he had to do it for himself. It's a really inspiring video. And for me, it's this energy of this Fool is taking a leap of faith. And even if you don't know if it's going to work out, it's like you owe it to yourself to give it a try. You know what I mean? And this card's all about wisdom. And so this flash of inspiration could come from, the teachings of a great spiritual leader, or a religious leader, or a leader in the community, or someone you look up to. But it also could come from your child, or someone standing next to you in the grocery store. It's like something just hits you just right, this is a very inspiring week. You may be inspired to start a whole new career, to travel, to move. You may be like, you know what, if I don't take this vacation, if I don't start checking things off my bucket list, I'm never going to do it. And figuring out a way to do things and live. That's a real theme I'm feeling. Not just going through the motions, but really live and do. It's a week to start doing things and not just thinking about it or dreaming about it. I mean, you could find out, and I'm not saying someone close to you is going to die, but if you find out, you hear about some tragedy. We had a horrible tragedy. I start crying. I didn't even know the person, but a tractor fell over and killed a child near us. And you hear something like that, and you're just like, what the fuck am I doing? Life is too short. You gotta live. So that's the message I'm getting for you guys. All right, moving on. Let's see what we got for Leo. Leo. And happy birthday. We're in Leo time, right? I gotta take a deep breath. I got a little emotional in Cancer's video. Eight of Cups, the Lovers. Ooh. Okay. So for some of you, okay, this obviously isn't going to be for everyone, but for some of you, you're going to make a big decision this week. Because when you get this Judgment card with the Lovers card, so the Lovers card is it can be about true love and all that stuff, but I really see it more as a card of commitments and choices. And so when you make a commitment, whether it's to a romantic partner or yourself, usually a lot of it's about yourself. Like, oh, I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to stop doing this. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to exercise more. I'm going to follow my dreams. And lots of times, and I'll use myself as an example, I come home and I watch Netflix. And it's like, wow, you're really not living to your Instagram feed, I like to say. You know what I mean? Like, what do you follow on Instagram? Do you follow all these things about exercise and all this stuff, and then you don't really do anything? So it's like, do you really honor the commitments that you are in your mind are saying? Like, does the action back up the words? And so with this, you're really looking at that. And you're not only looking at it in yourself, but in other people. Are people really honoring the commitments? Are their actions really matching their words? And in places that they're not, it's like, you're done. You're like out of there, because it's just a waste of time. There's got to be a time limit where you're waiting for someone to get their shit together. And if it hasn't happened, you have to go with what's happening in the present. That's the reality. No matter what you dream the potential that they could become, or what they tell you they're going to do, the reality is how they're behaving right now, how they've behaved in the past, and that how they're behaving right now is their behavior. And that's what you need to make your decision on. I married someone on that. And on, instead of how they said they were going to be, or whatever. We do it all the time. Don't do it. What's the facts going on in the present? And so in the cases where people's actions are not matching up to their words, you're out of there. And I applaud you. Because you'd rather be alone and happy and than waiting around. Because just waiting for someone who's not honoring you, and this could be romantic, work, it just zaps your energy. It sucks the life out of you. It's not a positive way to live. And this king, he's a passionate, enthusiastic, positive person. So you will be stronger on your own than staying in a relationship where someone is just not living up to their commitments. Okay, so we're going to move on to Virgo. Whoops. These readings are a little bit stressful because I feel rushed to shuffle. So Virgo for this week. Oops. Okay, too many. I'm going to let those stay. We got this nice Ace of Pentacles. Oh, I'm going to pick the ones that that fell upright because there are only a few of them. Ace of Pentacles, Chariot, the Emperor. Wow, they got wet. And the Three of Cups. Okay, it is time to make things happen. Like, no more sitting around and waiting for things to come to you. So the Chariot card, it's assessing your situation and looking at your life and saying, where have I made choices because I've been reacting to things instead of taking action on my goals and where I want to go? Because we get really off course that way by like, oh, I'm going to take this job just to get away from this unpleasant job situation here. But we're not really, it's just the quickest means to an end. It's not like, oh, I want this job. This is a job I'm interested in having. It's like, it's the lesser of two evils. And then we end up in careers for sometimes our entire lives that really isn't anything we're super interested in. It just sort of worked out that way. So when this card, and that can be applied to any part of your life. So think about parts of your life where, am I dating this guy just because I was upset when I broke up, or my other boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, broke up with me, and this person was there, but it's not really doing it for me, but now I've been with that. Anything. Do I live here because I moved here with a old girlfriend or boyfriend, and now I've stayed here? Why am I staying here? Do I even want to live here? Like, asking, like, why am I doing the things I'm doing? Why am I living here? And really see if it's truly what you wanted to do or somehow a reaction. And then you're going to take action on it and recalibrate, get back on course if there's a place you've been off course, and really moving forward. So this is tangible changes in your life and how you earn your money, where you live, your health, your home, like how your home is. So some of you may want to remodel. Paint doesn't cost very much money, and you can even get seconds and stuff like that. Just like why, did I just move in and the house was this color and I just never thought of painting it or something. It could be something that simple, but it's time for a makeover of your life. It's like you're screaming for a makeover in some part of your life, and it's time to move forward. And the Emperor card is all about being a leader in your own life. You are the one that has to live with the choices you make. So maybe you live somewhere because your parents, or have a job because your parents said, oh, you really need to get into this company because you'll be set and you'll have a good pension and you'll have a good this. And so you're like, oh, yeah, that's what I want. Now you're like, this is sucking the soul out of me. And you're the one, though, that has to live with the consequences of the decision. So you could say, oh, well, my parents wanted me to do it. Well, you know what? I understand that, but you need to think about that because you're the one that has to live with your decisions, even if you felt pressured by someone else. So make sure they're decisions you can live with, choices you can live with. And you may not make everyone happy. And you kind of have to accept that because it's your life. And this is just like, get out and have fun. I don't feel like this is necessarily attached to the other cards. It's more just like, live a little, have a little bit of fun, do some socializing this week, maybe talk to some friends, and with the sort of the other serious theme, it's also a reminder of to live a little and have a little fun this week, you guys. Okay, so now we're moving on to Libra. forgot I had a whole bunch of cards that fell on the floor. I'm like, this deck seems a little smaller than usual. And are there any more? I'm using the Steampunk Tarot. Libra, Libra, Libra. Deep breath. Ten of Pentacles. The Lovers. So these are some big picture, deep cards. The Ten of Pentacles is really looking at families, legacy, generations, and everything that goes with that. Like, what was your family like growing up? What was your parents' family like growing up? What is your spouse's or your friends' life? What kind of legacy do you want to live? What legacies were passed down to you? Are they ones you want to continue, or is it time for that family trait to end with you? Making sure you have a will, advance directives, all sorts of things like that, so that your family is taken care of. But it's really sort of kind of a deep card, and kind of taking the material aspects of life, like your physical life, and thinking of them in a more spiritual way. Like, what is my life meant? What does my life mean? What am I, what mark am I leaving on the world? And then you also have the Lovers. So this is like, am I honoring, like, if I'm saying, okay, the legacy I want to leave on this world is I want people to remember me as being someone who made a difference. I want it to be known as someone who loved their children and really support. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have, nothing good's coming to mind. But this card goes, okay, well, are you being a good parent? Are you making a difference in the world? Like, are your ideals and your thoughts and what you would like, you say you would like to do, are you walking the walk? Is it happening? And it's also, though, about the family, are commitments in a family being honored? So I like to say it's easy to get up at a wedding and say I do. That's easy. And have the party. Like, the wedding is the easiest part. Maybe not planning it, but the wedding's the fun part, the easiest part of a marriage vows. But it's every day and the choices you make every day. If you say you're going to put your spouse first, but you're always going out with your friends or on the computer, or this is the same with your children, whatever, like, are you really putting your money where your mouth is? Are you really honoring your commitments? Or are the people that have made commitments to you honoring them? And I think there's going to be an aha moment this week, because you're going to either be like, wow, I need to make some changes, or why am I in this situation if someone isn't honoring me and honoring their commitments? Like, it's going to kind of click in your mind, and then you're going to make some big changes, request someone else to make some big changes, and get the F out of there if it's not happening. Like, you're just like, you know what, this isn't right. This isn't happening. This isn't working out. And so I'm out of there, or I'm going to make some big changes. And it's going to be very quick, like that aha moment, that realization, and it's just going to click something, switch something in you, where you're just like, forget it. No, like, what am I doing? Why am I in this situation? Or, wow, I've really screwed up, and it's going to be like a 180, and really make the changes necessary to start making what you say and what you do match, or insisting someone else does, and or realizing, they've been talking shit for years and they're never going to change, and so what am I doing here? Okay, moving on to Scorpio. Deep breath, Scorpio. How are you guys doing? I realize I have quite a few. My sister-in-law's a Scorpio, and 2 of my very good friends are Scorpios. We have some really great deep conversations. You guys, I feel like, can really match Sag with they can go deep. You guys can go way deep, but I think I really enjoy talking to you guys. Interesting people. Here we go. Wow, this card has come out now for the last 3 signs, I think, which would be Virgo and Libra. So with this at the bottom of the deck, I'm just going to make it short and sweet. Is what you say, do your actions follow that? Do you actually walk the walk? Or do people in your life honor their commitments and really what they, there are a lot of people like, oh yeah, I'm this, and it's just all talk. They're not. They don't follow through with anything they say. They don't honor their commitments. Oh yes, I'm a dedicated husband, but they go out. Or I'm a dedicated mom, but they spend, a lot of time on the computer zoned out. I have been told I'm totally guilty of that myself. So it's like, hey, if you see yourself as a mom really engaged with your kids, then do that. Or if your husband or your wife says they're, totally invested in the marriage, but they're never around, they're not helping out, they're always out with their friends, like, wait a minute, what's going on here? So some of you have been really patient and been really trying to work things out in some area. It could be a job, it could any sort of relationship. And so it's like you have to put a time frame on it. And for 2 different reasons. One, some things are a process and take time that you can't rush. So you can't just throw in the towel on something when you haven't given it a realistic time frame for something to happen. I mean, they always use the example of growing crops. Like if you plant corn and then you're like, screw this corn, it's not full grown in a week. Well, that you had completely unrealistic expectations, because it takes, 3 months for corn to grow or more. And so if you don't wait the full length of time, then it's just ridiculous. But if it's, 8 months later and that corn still hasn't grown, well, wait a minute, what are you doing? Because that's more than enough time. Now you're going to the other extreme. And so I think with someone's behavior, it's time to make a choice. Whether it's a company that's been saying they're going to give you a raise, or a partner that says they're going to change their behavior. If it's it can apply to so many things, and I'm reading for so many people, but it's time to make a decision. Like, have I waited? I think a lot of you, it's like, have I been patient enough, or have I been too patient? And it's time to make a decision. Okay, this is enough time for this to happen. And if it doesn't happen by that time, then I'm done. And honor that commitment you're making to yourself not to tolerate something or deal with something past its expiration date. It's like, don't do it. So you have to be able to count on yourself. Honoring the commitments you made to yourself is a big one with this card. And look at what happens. Once you make that decision and you stick to it, you start to heal. You start to have faith in yourself and trust yourself that you're going to follow through. It's kind of like, I'm going to get up and do 20 minutes of yoga every morning and never getting up, versus if you do get up, how much, that's what brings confidence, is being able to count on ourselves. And once you honor yourself, then it's like you can say to other people, hey, you're not honoring your commitments, and you don't feel like a hypocrite. Because I think somehow that's how we stay in situations. You're like, well, I don't do this and I don't do that. So start with yourself, but then you can, put that accountability on other people. And it's going to be like this. You're just going to be like, oh my God, this is so refreshing. Like, I don't have to deal with people's bullshit. I don't have to deal with this. Like, I did the best. I did everything I could, and I can't make any changes, but I can move on. I can take care of myself. And it's going to be a very freeing week in that sense. Thank you, guys. Okay, on to Sagittarius. Hello, my fellow Saggies. Hope you're doing well. Everyone take a deep breath. Using the Steampunk Tarot this week. Really like this deck. Oops. How many did we get? 3. Perfect. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Nice. I like this. I like this guy. Oh, we got my card. It's my card. It's our card. But I love this card because this horse looks exactly like my mare that I had to put down a couple years ago. My Amy card. And this is me, the Queen of Wands, right? Sag. So this, when we see ourselves at the bottom of the deck, I feel like it's like, it's a time to think, hey, have we, like, I've lost touch with writing, and a part of me that brings me a lot of joy and passion. It's like, hey, it's like yourself not nagging you, like reminding you, hey, don't put that dream off too long. You need to find a way to make time for that which makes you feel alive and feeds your soul and that you're passionate about. Sometimes we have to put these things aside for children, for work, for school, for things like that. But don't forget about it. Don't forget about me, and honor yourself by making time in your life for those things that you love. And we have this beautiful Ace of Cups. So like a new emotional beginning by remembering, by not forgetting about these things, and finding a way to make time for them and make space for them in your life. It really is like it's like a breath of fresh air. Your cup runneth over, this new emotional beginning. It's like it brings you so much joy. You're like, how have I let that go for so long? So it's time to bring something back in. It could be, for some of you, it's time to open yourself up to a new relationship again. Maybe some of you have been really blocked off. Really, I mean, this is the Queen of Wands is a card of passion, and you think the word passion, it can be a romantic card too. So it's time to let something that maybe you had put on the back burner to bring that to the surface. And it's like, don't worry. Like, there's anxiety around this for some reason. So like, why do you have anxiety around something that brings you joy or should bring you joy? Did it not go right in some way? Did a relationship end? And are you still hanging on to the fear and worry about that? If you crowd your head with fear and worry, it takes up space, and there's not as much room for creativity and happy thoughts. So So don't give your worries and fears that are not tangible, they're not real, too much space in your head. So you have to consciously work to not allow that negative tape to play in your mind this week in order to allow all these positive things in. And if you can do that, there's this beautiful healing energy. So it's time to sort of let go of some resentment, to really examine some things from the past and let it go and be open and receptive to a new beginning. I love that. That's beautiful. Okay. Have a great week. We're going to go on to Capricorn. Oh. Hello, Capricorn. Take a deep breath. Hope everyone's doing well. Woo! Okay. Let's get the one card fell on the floor, so let's get that. Ooh, it's a good one. 6 of Wands. Nine of Pentacles. Wow. And the Empress. Very beautiful, beautiful cards. So at the bottom of the deck is the Three of Pentacles. And this is a card of hard work, of teamwork, of being recognized for your, like if you're an artist, it's like people are going to start appreciating your product, appreciating your art, appreciating your talent, appreciating your creativity. Some of you may be offered management, or if you're interested in management or any sort of job opportunity, don't let your ego say, oh, you're not qualified, you can't do it. Oh, what if you're not good at it? Go for it this week, okay? Put your resume out there, apply for jobs, talk to people about it. It's okay. You can do it. I mean, you have the Victory card here. You may be getting noticed at work, like you may be in the company newspaper. Your boss may bring you aside and say, you're doing a great job. I just want you to know that. You may be recognized in your community. Even your child could come up to you and just be like, say something really kind. So you're being acknowledged in some way this week, and accept that. Allow that positivity in, and just say thank you. Don't go, oh no, it was nothing. Just go, oh, you're welcome. It brought me a lot of joy or something. You know what I mean? Keep it positive. Don't deny yourself that praise and acknowledgement. Oh, I thought this was the Nine of Pentacles. That makes sense, though. It's a guy. It's usually a girl on the nine. The King of Pentacles. It's like, for some of you, you're getting like a big raise, a big promotion where it's like you can finally start saving money. It's like I have enough money where I can put money in my retirement account. I'm not living paycheck to paycheck anymore. If I need a new car, I can afford my car payment, my mortgage. Like I can pay all my bills, and I even have enough to maybe go on vacation, or say it's like you're feeling safe financially, and or you're really realizing the value in like starting a retirement account. So even if you starting to save for your kids' college, for a new car, for a house, for whatever it is, for a move, for a trip, and it's like you realize, okay, I just got to start, even if it's $5 a week, like I just have to start saving. Or maybe you had done that a while ago and now you're like, wow, I mean, $5 a week doesn't seem like much, but at the end of the year, maybe you can treat yourself to something where that's a few $100s, whereas you would be like, if you had to do that all at once, it would have felt tight, or, whatever, something like that. So this king, he's he knows you just have to start, and he isn't concerned with instant gratification, because he knows if he just is slow and steady, wins the race, that it will pay off in the long run. So maybe something you've been working on for a long time is starting to come to fruition, things like that. And you also have the Empress. So there's a real theme of creativity and giving birth. Some of you may give birth or get pregnant, but it's more like giving birth to a project, like something you've been working on is coming about. It's, if you've been wanting to launch a website, it's like a website you've been working on, it's finally ready to go live. You're ready to put something that you've been nurturing and working on and encouraging out into the world. And people are going to be receive it very, very warmly. So go for it. Put yourself out there. Okay, we're going to move on to Aquarius. Hello, Aquarius. Let's take a deep breath. Oops, I have been having trouble holding on to these cards. Two of Wands, Six of Cups. So when the Two of Wands comes up, it's really asking us to, where do we expend? Where is our energy going? What are we spending our time on? Are we spending our time, do we have enough energy for things we really want to do? That there are certain things that like drain our energy, and there are certain things that recharge our batteries, and we have to make sure there's a balance between the two. I mean, there are just some things in our life that drain our energy that we absolutely have to do. There's just nothing we can do about it. But it's making sure that we conserve enough energy, and that we have time to do the things that recharge our batteries and feed us and lift us up and energize us at the same time. So just to be thoughtful, like, where am I? Am I just running around all day am I busying myself, just constantly puttering at the house, like as a distraction, instead of doing something that, because sometimes it's like we do things and we're like, oh, I don't have time. And it's like, wait a minute, why are you busying yourself with these mundane things that just really aren't as important? But somehow, like, maybe you're someone who has a lot of people going in and out of your house and you're afraid of it looking messy. I don't have that problem. I probably should have that problem. But and it's like, yeah, whatever. The dishes can sit. Go do something enjoyable so that you're not just draining your energy all the time. And I love the Six of Cups. So I'm getting the vibe I'm getting from it. This reading is like, simplify your life so you have energy to do the things that you want, and just enjoy the simple things. Going outside, sitting on your back deck, watching the sunset, going for a walk. We don't have to clutter our lives with busyness to feel like, there's kind of this weird like competition of how busy everyone is, and it's okay not to be busy. It's okay to have time to just be and enjoy and exist, and not to get caught up in, but the dishes need to be done, and this needs to be done, that needs to be done. It's like, simplify. And it really, it changes how you feel. It makes you feel better. Big surprise when you allow yourself, when you're not constantly harping on yourself to go and do and just push yourself and push your energy and push your reserves. There's always something to do. It's like we have to live in some, there's some level of stress or there's always going to be a to-do list. There's always something to do. And there has to be a limit. And there has to be, you have to allow it to be okay so that you have time to be, to relax, to enjoy, and not just go, 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 go. Spend time with your kids. Watch kids. They know how to enjoy things. You know, they don't worry about, and of course, in some ways they don't have to worry about things, but they just know how to keep it simple and to enjoy the simple things of life. And we can all learn from that and to get back to that type of energy. Okay, thank you. Now we're going to move on to Pisces. Hey there, Pisces. Take a deep breath with me. Last but not least, the Emperor. King of Cups. King of Cups is you guys. So I'm already feeling like not on some level, it's like you're going to feel like you've matured this week. Like you're going to feel really, you're going to make a choice based on you're going to, well, okay. The bottom of the deck is the Queen of Swords, and this is exactly what I was going to say. You're going to make a choice based on, it's not going to be a reaction. It's not going to be based on like emotionally how you feel at that moment. You're going to have matured enough to know, I need to sit with this a while. I can't just react. I can't just impulsively do something because I'm feeling annoyed, enraged, hurt, some sort of negative feeling. And in order to try to make myself feel more comfortable, I'm going to shoot off a nasty email or make some knee-jerk reaction to something. That's like the negative side of a cups. So when you get to the king, it's like he knows that. He understands his emotions. He honors them. He thinks about them. He uses them to guide his way through life, but he's also has enough sword energy that his mind is like, okay, I see what I'm feeling, but let's be careful and thoughtful here how I'm going to approach the situation. And the Emperor comes up, and so I think making decisions this week that, this is going to sound selfish, but it's not. We can get a lot of pressure and a lot of unwanted input, or sometimes asked for, but we all love to give advice, right? So we often get a lot of input about things happening in our lives. And it's like not to be swayed by what other people think or want you to do. It doesn't mean you're not considering it, but in the end, you're the one that has to live with any decision you make and choice you made. And those people that are the pushiest, they're often the ones that are like, hey, it was your choice. You know, they're not going to sit there and back you and be like, take responsibility for, I really pressured you into that. I'm sorry it didn't work out. Oh, hell no. They're going to be the first ones to be like, well, you were the idiot that did that. You didn't have to do what I said. So you have to make a decision that's best for you, and know that it may not make other people happy, but you know, it's your life and you're the one that has to do it. And with the Queen of Wands, so you got a lot of people here. Her energy is things that you're passionate about, enthusiastic about. And so that's going to be, so if you're trying to make any sort of decisions this week, it's like, what are you really excited about? What are you passionate about? What do you really care about? And that's different than an emotional decision, because it's more of an action instead of a reaction. It's like, well, this is what's really important to me. This is what I really enjoy. This is where I want to spend my energy and channel my energy into. And so that's going to help in a thoughtful way, in a non-emotional way. That is a clue to help you make some decisions this week. So I feel like there's like a lot of people, there may be people like up in your business giving you all sorts of decisions. Telling you what to do. Could be consulting a lawyer, which is always a good thing to do if there's anything legal. So you can take all the information, wanted or unwanted advice that you're given, but in the end, you need to make a thoughtful choice based on what's best for you and what you care about most and what your priorities are moving forward. So thanks a lot, Pisces. Thanks for joining me. And don't forget to go check out your August reading. Those are all up already on YouTube. Have a great week. Bye.